Fellas ready?
Ready.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Tardy to the Party. It's your boy, J-Sib. Joined by, as always,
Your other boy, Kevin Crunch.
Tardy to the mic, the bull.
Tardy to the mic.
And then the more adult of the two of us, the bull.
The bell. All right.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah,
Okay,
we're all three grown children.
That's a fact.
Man, children. How was your guys' week?
It was alright.
So I'm pretty sure we're all just ready to get jumping in.
Yeah, this is a late one, boys.
Yeah. Yeah. How was your week?
It was all right. Let's get into it. All right. In case this is your
Sounds
first
good.
time watching Tardy to the Party, three nerds gather around, talk about the holy trinity of entertainment, pop culture, which is DC, Marvel, and Star Wars. And we got a big one for DC this week.
Holy Trinity.
And actually, we got a laundry list of news for them as well. But we will start off today with the big one, Black Adam. We just left the theater. Just got home, plugged in.
Fresh as it gets.
Didn't even really talk about it out of the movie theater. We're just like, all right, yeah, we liked it. Yep, cool. All right, see you back. And we here, boys. First thoughts. Actually, I should get into it. We're probably going to get into spoiler territory, so I'm going to put a little bink thing right here. Just scroll ahead, mute it, and when I take it off, we're going to talk about news, and then I think we're finishing the day
Oh,
off with Andor.
We could also timestamp it too when we're kind of done, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of keep an eye out for it.
But either way, I'll sell the little spoiler.
That way, if you haven't seen it, you want to avoid the spoiler review, you could just skip ahead.
So yeah, did you want to start off just spoiler free for like just basic thoughts, and then get into a full spoilery goodness?
Oh, that's totally fine. Spoiler-free basic thought was, critics missed it on this one. This movie is pretty awesome, full of action, very entertaining. I very much enjoyed it, and definitely, I feel like more humor placement than in previous DC films, but that's okay. It was good humor. So, I really enjoyed it.
I was going to bring that same thing up. I was going to say,
You definitely noticed, there's some jokes.
Yes, there's some jokes.
Yeah, there's some jokes.
They're much more thoughtfully placed in this than a lot of Marvel movies, but
I agree.
But it was good to see that there was like a little bit of The Rock being The Rock effectively. It's just subtle humor.
I love that type of humor, especially it just works because he's kind of playing like the fish out of water.
I thought it worked,
So
yes, because he's
just so deadpan about it and
because the character that he's
about
playing is so clueless as to what's going on around him, so it was like the correct delivery for that type of humor.
I guess I kind of get the gripe about there's not really a story. There's really not.
It's kind of just
there
what's happening.
It's a pretty weak plot.
But it is very much like action scene to action scene to the next action scene to the next action scene, which I'm fine with. I was kind of going into this kind of expecting kind of like a popcorn flick. Wasn't really expecting a Christopher Nolan or Matt Reeves-esque, type of movie. I was expecting some good fun. I got some good fun. Then you've got a sweet little cherry on top at the end.
Yeah, and to compare it to those two, those two did Batman movies, and with Batman movies, you have to have...
Or Man of Steel. I think Man of Steel would be also...
True.
Because that actually deals with themes and whatever. But
yeah, this one would be a very much closer movie to relate it to as Man of Steel, because it's kind of more of the same themes.
I will say how it's shot though reminds me a lot of the Snyder movies.
100%.
Yeah. Tons of slow motion scenes.
Lighting
and the lighting,
huge.
Yeah.
It was so similar.
So I kind of like that.
But you were right, and that was one thing, even while we were watching it, I was like, I will say, plot and development of plot is pretty... It is weak, so again, from a critic point, I understand that's why they shit on it. they said, hey, this is like a bad movie because, yes, when you look at it only in that perspective, yeah, it's not great, but it's not that good. But it definitely, I felt it when watching it. It's like, man, this is like going from just action to action to action. There's no real, like, there is plot development, but it's kind of lost because, like, the whole movie is just a roller coaster ride.
Yeah, it's definitely sitting in the background the whole time. You see it piecing together, but it's they're like, oh, yeah, this is what's going on. But then here's something exploding. Someone,
Jeff's or the Bull's like, yeah, this is why am I watching a Michael Bay movie? What's going on?
Oh my god.
Is this Transformers? Is there a Transformer about to pop out here?
Is this Transformers 7 I'm watching? Or whatever number they're on. I don't remember.
But, yeah, ultimately, I think, well, I told you guys, actually, I was nervous going into this. Because the trailers were not good for this movie.
Well, they didn't explain anything.
Exactly.
And now seeing the movie, it's like, this kind of makes sense. There's not a lot, like, here to explain.
But it's a fun ride though. I agree with Jeff. Like when you were walking out, you said you wanted to go see it again. Oh, yeah. Like I was like, I'm right there. Yeah, I would go see this again.
Yeah, definitely see it again. Just because I feel like maybe it's one that maybe I do just need to watch it a second time now that I know what happens. It's like, okay, cool. Can I catch some dialogues? It's like, that later. Like, does that catch on later?
To appreciate it kind of beyond the hype, kind of. The hype and seeing it the first time and kind of really take it in.
Yeah.
So, I guess you had to cap off we'll just cap that off as a spoiler free. So we'll end it on like, would you guys recommend people see it? Not recommend it?
100%.
I would 100% recommend people see it. Definitely if you are like us and you're not, ignorant to like who the characters are and to comic books in general and DC fandom, being a DC fan, if you're not ignorant to the lore of DC, then yeah, definitely go see it because you'll most likely be like us and very much enjoy it, even though you kind of do see its weaknesses. But and if you're someone that just wants to go, like you said, just go to the movies. It is kind of a popcorn flick, so.
Sit back.
Why not? Yeah.
Eat some popcorn. Have a good time.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you though. Like this is probably one of the first ones in a while. Superhero concentrated movies where you can take somebody that's not really that interested and they're gonna have a good time. I mean, there's we have those movies, but it seems like there's so much that you need to know in a lot of these movies. Where this one, I mean, this movie starts here and it ends here. There's no like secret plot line or anything like that. It's just the events that happened in this time.
Yep.
So it's I think it's a good opportunity for a lot of success for this movie.
Oh, I guess to end it off, who are your guys' like favorite character or characters? I guess if you had several walking up.
Fate, man.
But yeah, Dr. Fate.
Fate is
same. Awesome. Dr. Fate was a G.
Just so cool.
Aldous Hodge's Hawkman was pretty cool too.
Yeah, I didn't expect that to be. I got into that character so much. I didn't expect that really.
You and me.
That was so fun.
The first one, I was like, oh, all right, and then the second one just got me. It was so perfect. I was like, anyway. Yeah, all recommended from us. So definitely go check it out. The DC universe needs it, and if we want this hype train to keep going.
If there's something that you want us to dissect on the show here, let us know in the comments. We'll explore that a little further.
And now we'll put the spoiler thing out. Let's get into the juiciness. Where do you want to start off? You want to start off at the end? You want to start off in the actual movie? Where do you want to go?
I mean,
you want to talk about the Big Daddy, Big Boy, or
we can just start off with the actual movie. I don't care.
All
It don't matter to me. I hate starting like at the very end and then Tarantinoing it, backtracking.
Straight for the
let's new form. New form of storytelling.
Let's spoil the entire ending and then hey, okay, now let's go back to the not.
I was more talking about the post credit, not the end of the movie. But movie wise, Jesus.
I mean, I guess it kind of depends on how in depth here we want to get. Because I was just going to talk more on, like, things that I liked, things that I didn't really like.
Go for it. You start us off with that.
So, I mean, things that I liked was, like, they kind of, kept the origin as, like, to who he really was. Teth Adam, they kind of kept that a little secret, and that was, like, the big reveal at the end of the movie. I was kind of more afraid that it was going to follow, like, it was going to be poorly written to where they just kind of came right out and say it, like, once he was summoned, but I thought it was nice that they kind of gave his character, like, kind of some secrecy, and, like, definitely, like, made it to where he kind of had this secret, you didn't really know much about him, and you were believing that he was this other person when he really wasn't.
I actually really liked that, which is actually a change from the comics, which is really cool. I actually like that change. That his son is like the actual original champion, and then he gives him the powers, because it also just kind of makes sense, because someone like Black Adam or Teth Adam wouldn't really be chosen by the wizard, so now it kind of makes more logical sense as to like how he actually gets that power to begin with, while also grounding his character at the same time.
So is it the New 52 comic line where he was just like Black Adam was just the first champion that the wizard Shazam chose, and then he just banished him from Earth? Or is that, like, actually always the origin? Like, what is the...
So, yeah, it's more... He's, like... Yeah, he's chosen by the wizards, and then he kind of, like, abuses the power. But, like...
Okay.
Originally, like, when he debuted, he was just, like, a straight-up villain, but, like, recent interpretations, he's, like, an anti-hero. He's more just, like, a straight protector of Kadak. Or... I forget, remember the name. Whatever. Right. He just cares about ruling that place and protecting it. That's all. That's what drives all of his motivations. Gotcha. Nowadays is more of his take.
Yeah.
Which I think they did a good job.
Yeah.
Kind of portraying that through. I liked how, like the citizens were like cheering for him, which is weird. You guys have the Justice Society there. They're the quote-unquote good guys, but they're the ones that are kind of getting booed in the situation.
Yeah.
I kind of liked that. Because, it kind of makes sense, because that way the people...
Well, they reject them, and then, like, he's their champion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so they've been under military rule for, 27 years, so, I mean, it's like, they're just an extension of, they're just like all the others that come and occupy their land.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, what else you like, KP?
Well, Dr. Fate, obviously. That was sick.
Fucking sick.
That was, like, way more amazing than... well, I guess I can't really say that, but, I mean, they brought it with his character.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, they knew they had to, just because they knew, like, everyone was going to make the comparisons, like, him and Doctor Strange, and I felt like they just... they delivered on the whole, like, well, this is, like, Marvel, took from this character, like, this is...
I'll say Dr. Fate was the OG, so...
Well, most of the time, DC had the character really first, and then Marvel later would copy, or make their version of said same character. There's only, like, a few, very few...
I'll say Namor's actually one of the few. Ones that Marvel had first.
Yeah, that Marvel did first, yeah.
And then we had Aquaman.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. But again, yeah, that's one of the very few. But loved him. Was literally going to say, like, Well, the movie's called Black Adam, but it should probably be called Dr. Fate because he basically steals the show. I thought Brosnan did a great job on his character. At the same time, though, what I will say, though, one thing I don't like is that, and I guess this is just like the DC EU, how they want to have it, but typically I don't think Dr. Fate's all about just letting his whole face be shown and people know his persona. Like, the Dr. Fate, I always remembered, always kind of kept himself under the mask, and you rarely would see him with it off. Unless I'm
trying to think.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too. I can't recall.
I mean, it sounds right. I'm just, when you read comics, like, there are just times where he has the helmet off. So it's like,
okay.
but it's like, I'm trying to think of when he would have the helmet off. Is it just when he's by himself or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could be right about that. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he's an older Dr. Fate. He's just like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
This is what's kind of strange is that, it's a modern day movie, and really, like, in the comics, Justice Society is back in, like, the 50s, right? And then there's a gap in time, and then Justice League comes way later.
Mm-hmm.
But this is, like, almost simultaneously, both are existing at the same time. So that's what's kind of interesting about this movie as a whole, is that Justice Society's not with the Justice League. No, they're still their own thing.
Yeah, which is kind of weird, and if you kind of open up that bag of worms as far as like the DCEU, it's like, well, where's the JSA been the whole time? It's like, fuck, their movie wasn't out yet. Shut the fuck up. I don't know. Where was all your other fucking heroes?
Where's all your other heroes?
Yeah, sorry. I agree. They did Dr. Fate really well. Brosnan killed it. I popped really hard when he did when he had the ankh and he like jabbed it down.
So casual. I need a box stick for you.
Yeah, no shit.
Please repeat what you said. You caught me way off guard with the popped really hard comment.
Yeah, we just dropped right there.
Yeah.
Like, you said something after that, but we went right to the pop real quick.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when he reached something is what I heard.
Oh, when he first like used his ability to like summon an ankh and like stab it down.
Oh yeah, I heard you go yes. And I was like, I thought the same. I was like, oh, cool. Yes, this is like.
Straight out of Injustice, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I like the multiple hymns. I like that, like the projecting himself, and then other parts. Eventually we'll get there, but other parts of the world too. I mean, that's fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Before I forget, Atom Smasher, when he first put the mask on, I was waiting for one of you two just to lean over and be like, Deadpool.
I thought it.
I think I did. I think I did
like
one of these numbers when they did it. I went like, I was like, is that on purpose?
Maybe I kind of thought the same thing. I was like, why does he look familiar?
Oh, it's the same mask.
Exact same.
Cyclone was pretty cool.
She was cool.
Yeah.
I honestly, for some reason, maybe I just assumed this. I don't know where I got it from. I thought there was going to be 5 members of the JSA. So that was kind of... Then that's all me, really. That was kind of a bummer, because I, for some reason, had it in my brain. I figured there was going to be 5 of them.
KP's sitting there the whole time. Where's the next one? Where's
the next guy?
He's going to pop up real quick.
Where's Stargirl? Yeah.
That'd be fucking sweet. Yeah, and Aldous Hodge killed it as Hawkman. I'd love to see more of him.
Dude, I love all those interactions where he's just being just a snarky ass.
I know, he doesn't take anybody's shit.
I love it. Like when Atom Smasher keeps hitting on the Hurricane Girl or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Stop. Yeah. So,
that kills me.
Yeah. That was pretty legit to have Carter Hall. The only thing about him was I don't know why, but I felt like his whole need to beat Black Adam was like kind of odd. I mean, I guess the motive was he just really does not like that Black Adam is just willing to kill people.
Yeah.
And did I miss it? Like, to me, it kind of seemed like the whole Justice Society thing was like a finger snap. And it was just like, yep, you guys automatically go here, take care of this guy, and you don't trust him whatsoever. And I guess they did, I guess they did keep saying, or Dr. Fate kind of knew and kept saying that, well, this guy's not supposed to be, like, broken out of this prison or something. Like, he's not, they keep telling him, like, you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
I think my problem with that is just like, well, how the hell did you guys even find that out? Because I didn't think Waller really said that to them. Because did they even have the audio or even the scene where she's, like, on the television screen talking about the whole part of, well, before, Justice League or Superman, there was Black Adam. So I guess that was really only...
I think that was just for the trailers.
I was going to say, was that just only made for the trailers then?
I think so.
Maybe it was like footage that they thought of including it in the main cut, and then they just put it on the chopping floor because they're like, hey, that's a little too much.
Yeah, well, because there's also the scene in the trailer where he's like flying next to the jets and he like punches the wing down.
I guess that did never happen.
That's not in the movie either.
That's true.
So yeah, it was probably just
that might have just been green screen effect too. Because he does fly along the water, and it's like the same shot where it's like up and the camera would have been in front of him.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if that's just green screen effect where they just swapped backgrounds or something like that.
Yeah. What do you guys think of the skater boy? See you later, boy.
So that's where, when we were walking out of it, actually, we were going to our cars, I was about to say that with how much they were kind of the opening of the movie, and he obviously was like someone involved in it, I was worried that the movie was going to end up being maybe a little too family-friendly, kiddish.
Yeah.
I was kind of worried about that.
Yeah, I mean... He did a really good job, that young kid.
Yeah. I guess I kind of
did such a good job. I mean, just
I didn't like the kid.
You didn't like the
I didn't. I've seen some people who have like bagged on this poor kid. I'm not in that camp, but
well, yeah, and you don't really.
He was.
That.
I don't know. Some of his stuff worked for me, and some of it I was just kind of like
it felt almost...
just too much skateboarding for me.
Yeah, I mean, he was too much...
For, like, how much... Like, when he's, like, going down, like, where all the... I can't remember what the fuck they're called. The inner gang. They're, like, chasing him down, and he's, like, skating all around. He, like, zip lines and skateboard. I'm like...
Dude...
I'm like, alright, this feels like early 2000s or something. I don't know what's going on here,
but... If you were, like, creating a player to put into that role, like, that's what you would do. Like, it would be like the skateboarder that's like, the kid that's super pumped about, all these different superheroes, and he's not afraid to just walk right up to Black Adam after he just lit up his poster on his wall, and he's just like, oh no, you can't leave, you're in my room.
I kind of like that stuff, and I like how they just were like, yeah, he's like a comic fan. Like, he's always carrying around comics. He's got posters all on his wall, action figures.
Great scene, by the way, towards the end. Hilarious.
Did you notice the Batman action figure was the Christian Bale Batman?
Yeah. I swear. Oh my god. That's so funny.
And then,
yeah, that's so awesome.
And Sarah Shahi, huge fan of her.
You did like the mother character?
I did. Well, I just like her as an actress because she was in Person of Interest, and she was actually my favorite character in that show. So,
I have not watched that, but okay.
But they keep going, and if they follow some of the comic book stuff, her and your boy Skater Boy should, maybe be getting some powers later on down the line.
Of course.
Because why not?
Hell yeah.
You get powers. You get powers.
Hey, that's how the Shazam powers work, man. They can share it. It was
great. Watching that fucking trailer before
the Black Adam family against the Shazam family.
And now you
with Superman somewhere in the middle, yeah.
It's gonna happen now. You said it. Hope you know that.
I guess we might as well get into that before we talk about future stuff. But the post-credit scene.
Fucking awesome.
He's back! He's back!
I like, so the theorists and the rumors were close. Amanda Waller just says then I will call in favors for people that aren't from this planet. He's just like, do it then.
Let them come.
Fucking just let it flow.
Then I love the sonic boom that he got there in like an instant.
Yep. And he just floats down through the smoke.
And it's funny too how like they let the age kind of be in there too. Like, to me, he looked older, which he is obviously older because it's been 10 years since he's done the role, since he first started to do the role.
The Witcher's tough, man. The Witcher's tough.
Well, he looks like he did look to me in his face. He looked like thicker.
Yeah,
like he's definitely like.
He's beefed up to be girl.
Right, he's beefed up, and again, he's older now too, and.
Man just wants to eat what he wants to eat, alright?
Yeah.
Just lift heavy ass weight and make millions of dollars.
I'm just happy he's back.
And play World of Warcraft, I'm pretty sure. Because he's got a whole YouTube video on his gaming PC or something.
For the love of God.
Yeah.
He's
a nerd.
Getting boxes checked by him.
Yeah, he's a nerd. He's a nerd. Yeah.
He's awesome.
Oh, he is. He really is, actually. But, yeah, the end credit cameo was pretty good.
In the blue suit, it was saturated as fuck. I will say that. Like the suit was really saturated. Like, it's a noticeable color difference from what his actual blue suit was. Like the gold almost looks orange. Like, that's how saturated it was.
Yeah.
I think my only kind of if I'm going to actually nitpick it of one thing I don't like that they used the old theme. I wish they would have used his Man of Steel theme. The Hans Zimmer. Bum, 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 bum.
Well, maybe
they'll walk through you. But instead they used the Christopher Reeves one, and I was just like, alright, cool. Maybe that was just personally for The Rock, since he's talked about how he's grown up a DC guy and loves DC, so maybe that was just for him, because maybe he loved the Christopher Reeves movies. That's my only little nitpick. I don't care really in the end. He's back. Let's go.
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure every one of us at one point grabbed our fists and just shook them at one point. I kept looking down the line, and I just see I was shaking.
Give me the fucking sequel right now.
Like a kid that doesn't want to let go of something he's not supposed to have. God, I was so pumped the whole time. Oh, this is when he throws that dude in front of the bike and then accelerates it into him.
Oh my god, dude.
So that was legit.
That was sick.
So ridiculous.
I hope. So there was apparently an R-rated version of this movie.
Yeah,
they had to cut it down
too.
to PG-13.
And I'll say this, that watching it can definitely tell where it was probably extremely, graphic.
And please, Warner Brothers Discovery, if you release... Well, you are obviously going to release this. When you release this on Blu-ray... Uncut.
Release the adult version. Release it.
Release it.
Start the movie.
Fuck out of that shit.
Give us that R-rated movie.
Give me, instead of making them just explode, make them really explode.
Right. Well, because,
I think
Batman vs. Superman, the extended is R-rated, I think.
Yes.
And then Zack Snyder's Justice League is R-rated, isn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, so just give us this one. It's R-rated.
Dude, Jordan's face in the beginning when he's working his way out and going through all the army and literally basically destroys the entire army in a second, and he walks away, it all blows up.
Yeah.
Dude, he reached up and blew up somebody behind a rock. And
dude, that was sick.
Just fell. Jordan went. He turned and looked around like what the fuck was this? What the fuck is this?
Dude, I forgot about that, but yes, will say I love the freaking, once again, the time slows down, the Flash/Quicksilver scene where it's like, it's his perspective and everything's moving like super slow because he's moving so fast and he's like, like when the missile shoots and he just like guides it. It's so ridiculous.
It's such a great way to shoot that scene. Yeah, because like it all made so much more sense as soon as he cleared the battlefield and it just went. It just blows up. I was like, oh, so this wasn't just a slow motion scene.
No.
He's just fucking everybody.
Yeah, he's just very fast. Like I got right away like when the bullets and all that and he just was like moving slow. I was just it's like flash time.
It's flash time. When he puts that bomb in the fucking sunroof of that Humvee, just drops it in here, clunk. Yeah, blows up. That's amazing.
Puts the grenade in the dude's mouth and he's just, shit.
That was awesome. Just slowly puts it in his mouth. That's amazing, dude. Oh, so many good parts.
So actually one of my favorite bits between him and the kid is you gotta have a catchphrase.
Oh my god.
Dude.
God.
Tell him the Men in Black sent you. Dude, the second time when he has the dude in the air, and he just... he drops him, and after he drops him, he's like, tell him the Men in Black. I died,
dude. He just stops and keeps going. I was like, it makes so much sense, because again, he's like oblivious to how to be.
I like when he goes, he's like, catchphrase, then kill. He's like, yes, that's the way he goes. So good.
And then you finally get the payoff at the end where he finally does it correctly on Sabak. He's like, tell him the Men in Black sent you. And he fucking tears him in half. I was not expecting that.
By the horns, just rips him. Dude, as soon as I saw that red line form in his face, I was just like, oh. Yeah,
you popped immediately.
I just went, oh, just no way. Fucking just, I was uncontrollable volume in the movie theater. Just go. Did not expect that at all, but so glad.
I know.
So glad it happened.
Please give us the R-rated version.
Dude, release the
take my money.
Cut.
You know, so the only thing is...
Oh, here we go. I was going to say, I liked how he did the comic sit in the throne with the leg, the way they did the leg prop.
And that's why I popped for that part.
Dude, that was the biggest... In my opinion, that was the biggest Snyder-style shot, was of the throne. Like, with the lighting in the background and, like, the way that the sky looked and how the light was shining down. That was, like, that reminded me of, like, the dream, you know, like, or, like, the end of Snyder Cut.
Oh, the nightmare?
Yeah, the nightmare. It reminded me of that lighting, which is fucking sweet.
Man, I hope we can still get there someday. Actually, you know what? Here's my dream. Here's my dream, DC. Just listen to your boy here. Alright? You're setting up right now that Black Adam and Superman are kind of like duality, opposite sides of the same coin, you know?
Marketing.
Go on.
Please, can we just build it to a point where we get to that nightmare scene? I don't care if it's 8-10 years down the road. Bring Snyder back. Bring us back to that nightmare world. Evil Superman. And I feel like there's like 5 seconds that Snyder cut at the end of that we didn't actually see, where Black Adam shows up to face off against Superman, where he's actually on the other side, where he actually plays into the hero side of the anti-hero.
The door's open.
I mean, that would be...
Just, if we could get there, What
was that? Anger, excitement, shaking.
Right.
But I hope they, before they do Black Adam and Superman, I kind of hope that Black Adam still fights Shazam first.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I still want that first.
Yeah, you can't avoid that first. Like, it just seems like it just makes much more.
I really, honestly, I think they're just all three going to be in the same movie.
Oh, fucking.
Which could be.
Because there's I finally did watch it. There is I think it's a new 52 movie or it's its own standalone.
Oh, the animated one?
There's an animated one where, the Black Adam comes back to Earth after 5,000 years from being banished by the wizard. So he comes back from being in space, and then it's in the movie, Billy Batson gets the Shazam power at that point, and he's got to help Superman beat him. I can see that happening in the cinematic universe.
I can see that.
Bring it anyway. Who cares?
I'll take all I can get from fucking Black Adam after
Make a.
I'm with it.
I'm
on board.
Make a movie that's gonna cost $500 million. Screw it. Just
fucking throw $1 billion.
Throw those 3 dudes in that same movie
for 20% on top of it. Give us it again. I'll take it. I'm on board. The train's left. I'm with it now.
The train's left.
I'm on it.
He is on board for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's DCEU.
Dude, I want to buy a shirt with the fucking lightning bolt on it just to be a fucking dweeb.
Just to be a fucking dweeb.
I can be like I'm on board. I loved it.
Fuck yeah. So I'm happy with it.
I'm pretty happy with it too.
That's the first time I think we've all agreed on most everything.
And thank God it's on a DC property. Let's go. Hopefully we all agree on Wakanda Forever when it comes out too, because I'm pretty stoked for that as well. Let's move on to DC news. Unless you guys have anything else you'd like to chime in about the Black Adam before we move on.
No.
I think we pretty much covered all the high points because it was just fucking kick-ass action scene for 60% of the movie.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Just pure hotness.
Fucking pure.
What did you guys think about Black Adam? If you've already seen it, please leave a comment down below. Let's get into the juicy DC news of the week. We had quite a list this week, actually, that I almost forgot about. But thanks to KP. Let's see. Well, now, since the post-credit scene, it's been pretty much now confirmed that there's effectively a Man of Steel 2 in the works now with Henry Cavill. 10 years late, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
Honestly, with the end credit scene, could it be that the Man of Steel sequel is just going to be their match?
I hope not. I hope he actually gets a true kind of just by himself sequel movie. He hasn't gotten it still. He already went through the BVS.
Yeah, that's true.
Just give him a Superman movie.
Right. I mean,
and please call it Man of Tomorrow.
And also, like you said, Kevin, he's starting to get older. Get your fucking time in now.
It's about time to get the Kingdom Come. Superman out.
So,
You got to put in the gray on the sides too.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, give it to me.
Give it all.
Looking at Pierce Brosnan in this picture real quick, it kind of makes me wish that there's an alternate reality where he plays an old Bruce Wayne.
That would be dope. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But let's see. So hype the Cavill's coming back. Hopefully it's dope. I really don't have anything else really to add to that. I feel like a lot of these news topics aren't going to really be much to say.
Probably not.
Flash 2 script is apparently done. Or pretty much done, from what I've read.
Yeah.
Is Dipshit in this one?
Dipshit is not going to be in this one. They've already talked about... there's a kid that they're eyeing, or they're rumored to be eyeing for his replacement.
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember who it is.
I can't remember his name either.
Let's see if I can search it real quick.
Yeah, I don't know if that was just a rumor, if it was actually anybody of validity.
Yeah, I don't know. George McKay. 1917 actor. That's right. Yeah, I remember seeing this now. Yeah.
Whatever. I don't know if I've really seen him in anything, so I don't know. I don't know if I
really in anything. So.
I don't know if I really have an opinion.
Who is it again? It's
George McKay, but it's MACKAY.
I've seen him in something before.
Well, have you seen 1917?
I have.
Okay.
That would be it.
That might be it.
I swear that's something else, though. I swear there's something else.
Just maybe in the sequel, 1918.
Fuck off.
Jeez. Let's see. I'm just going to kind of run down through this, and if we have comments, we will. Matt Reeves is developing Batman Rogues Gallery spin-off shows.
I believe it is him, right?
Matt Reeves, yeah.
It is Matt Reeves, okay.
And then James Gunn is apparently working on a secret DC film. Hell yeah. I feel like if it was going to be Suicide Squad 2, they would just come out and say it's Suicide Squad sequel. I feel like
I guess, yeah, you're right. They would come out.
The fact that they're saying it's like a secret project. It's gotta be
well,
something
I guess really, though, they can't.
Or maybe, well...
Well, because in the end of the Suicide Squad, they don't go back to the prison, do they? Or no, they do. That's right. The Waller's team doesn't let her kill them. They do go back to the prison, I think, though, yeah.
Then, Wonder Woman 3 script is also imminent. We also heard a couple weeks ago that Patty Jenkins wrote the last line. So it must be, real close. Hopefully it's good. Please be better than 84. Please. Okay.
That's setting the bar pretty low for that one.
Yeah, I feel like it's not going to have to try that hard.
Yeah.
It's a try, though. And I guess the latest is what I thought was actually a canceled project this week did actually come out, and apparently it's still in limbo. J.J. Abrams' Superman movie is still in limbo.
Well, maybe they want to really get going, too, on their multiverse.
As long as it's... Hey, if he's going to make a Val Zod movie, fuck yeah, I want to see some Val Zod. I want to see that gorgeous blue suit, the silver and red S. Hot.
Because, yeah, I'm pretty sure the Michael B. Jordan was the one that they want, right?
Yes.
Or that's the one they've always been talking about?
Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at that Photoshop job. Give us the suit.
Give us the suit. Oh, okay. Word. Well.
So he's Earth 2's
Superman?
At least in the new 52, it was Earth 2, I think.
Oh, okay. So that's restarted now, though, too, at this point, right? Or did they...
Oh, yeah, new 52's gone.
Well, didn't it also have, like, a... Didn't they write in, like, a multiversal event that collapsed them all into one universe?
It was multiversity or something like that.
Okay.
I think it was that one. No, wait, no. That was a limited run, I think. Yeah, either way. And then it turned into Rebirth. And then...
Okay.
Yeah. And, that's all DC news for this weeky.
This weeky.
What do we got for Marvel?
Not much at all. Another Star Wars actor coming over to the fold. It's heavily rumored now that Adam Driver will also join the MCU. Like father, like son, they always say.
Oh, God. You son of a bitch. You cheeky little devil.
He's got to redeem himself after Kylo Ren.
More! What if he's Victor Von Doom?
That's like the big theory and rumor / probably all the fans saying like, oh, please let him be Victor Von Doom.
As long as he doesn't throw any temper tantrums, it's fine.
Well, I guess Doom doesn't. So.
More!
Oh, Ray's gone. I'm gonna fuck up this control panel. Let's go. Come on. Let's throw a little temper tantrum.
So yes, hopefully he is Victor Von Doom, because then leading into the next thing that you had brought up, Jay, was that apparently in a recent interview, Emily Blunt was asked if her husband was actually going to surmise the role of Reed Richards again, and she just kind of brushed it off.
She was very coy with it, kind of danced around with it, and then, kind of finished with putting her hand over her lips like she was keeping a secret.
Just come out and say it. You and your husband are playing Reed and Sue. It's what everyone wants.
I know.
Just take Disney's money and let us be happy.
It's not even a secret anymore most of the time when they're like, and it's a thing. It's a thing. Most of them can't even shut up and not spoil it.
You know what?
Dwayne.
They're
Tom.
Hey, at least they're following their NDA agreement. Or their NDAs, I should just say. That doesn't make sense, but, Yeah, unlike The Rock, who can do whatever he wants.
Just put it on Twitter, bro. It doesn't count.
Dude, it got leaked. My account got hacked. What?
That's not you in this video?
Yeah.
Nope, hacked.
That's not you? No.
That's a really good job.
Definitely.
Is that you in this interview basically saying Cavill's coming back as Superman? I got hacked.
Are you holding up your driver's license? Nope, got hacked.
No, that's definitely got hacked.
I think Adam Driver would be cool for Victor Von Doom. Cavill would have been better, but you guys lost out on him. Suck it.
Suck it.
And Krasinski and Emily Blunt. Yeah, give me that. Give me
I definitely would never want Cavill as Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, dude, that would just...
No.
It'd work.
It would work. It wouldn't work at all.
Why is Superman Victor Von Doom?
Right.
Why is he so buff?
Right. Why is Doom so buff? He's supposed to be in a metal suit, right?
Busting out of that motherfucker.
He's like, I am in the metal suit.
Right. God. Oh my God.
Witcher by night.
How about you, boy? You got any Star Wars news this week?
Just a couple things. Nothing that we haven't already talked about at one point. But 5 days till Tale of the Jedi.
Let's go.
Excited for that. Obviously, get to see Mace Windu as a young buck. Get to see
Count.
Do we get to see Mace Windu like young, and he's gonna be convinced himself? He's like, yeah, I am the chosen one. I am. You're gonna finally make this canon.
Well, I think more. I think they're gonna touch on his little bit of touch with the dark side. I think they're gonna kind of relate them more to, because he's the only, his fighting style is the only one.
Yeah.
He's the only one able to use his fighting style because it's used as it's too aggressive. It's dark side fighting style. So, for us to be able to touch on that a little bit, and then obviously get Dooku as a kind of know-nothing young, really young Padawan, that, dude, it's, the way it's going, it's going to be like, it's going to build more tragedy to that character. I think it's going to be pretty dark for him. I think what brought him to the dark side. I think they're going to expand upon that a little bit more.
Word.
So, on top of that, March slated release for Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order sequel. That's what they're shooting for, and it's on schedule from what I've heard. That's what they're shooting for. Obviously, we hear that shit all the time, and it never pans out. But they said there's been no.
We are on schedule. 2 weeks later. Yeah, we got a month delay.
It's March now. Oh, we meant next March. It's supposedly no delays in development so far, and I think they're going to start promoting it come December, from what I understand.
Word.
Which I think they kind of missed the boat on the whole Christmas opportunity to drop that motherfucker, but they did with the last one,
Yeah.
But
you fools.
But obviously, Cal Kestis back. Excited for that. He's an awesome character that needs more time. Just because the movies, you learn so much in a movie really quick. Even with the game, you get your bits and pieces, but there's so much more shit going on that you don't get to build them up as quickly. So.
Right.
But other than that, Just excited to have another show to watch next week that we can put on as another review, and then which leads us into our last bit of the show.
Andor.
The most well done show that nobody likes.
Dude, and apparently viewership for the show is low.
It's terrible. I mean,
and I saw that this week, and I was like, this is why we can't have good things.
No shit.
Yeah,
because anything of good quality that comes out, everyone's just like...
They shit on it. They find a reason to shit on things. Dude, this is not a light 'em up, shoot 'em up, everything fucking explodes show. Doesn't mean it's not good fucking shit.
But I think that's the problem, is that's what everyone's kind of expecting, because it's got, you know, the label of Star Wars on it, and that's why most people are like, yeah, I hate this, because, you know, the show's definitely, it's a spy thriller. It's slow paced.
Give him his one.
Guys, if this is how you really feel about the Star Wars universe, and you don't think that there's anything more dark, there's more sinister, there's something going on that's... I mean, I'm on my soliloquy. I'm on my fucking soapbox.
You are on your soapbox.
If you think that's all this is, if you think that...
Your attitude towards
androids
this
blowing up and fucking lightsaber battles, fucking people flying all over the place, I love that shit. But guess what? That's not all that's happening all the fucking time. It's not a constant war in every situation.
And if you think it is, well, that's why the sequels were made.
You know what? And that's why...
It's your fault out there.
And guess what? It is 150% your fault.
All times.
Out there. And that's what you think it is, then you don't fucking like it. You don't
You're not a real fan!
Yeah, well, you don't like it as much as you think you like it. Get into the shit, dig into it, appreciate it more for what it is.
Okay.
Fucking tell him.
Fucking tell him.
Tell.
I'm out here acting crazy.
Soldier Boy, tell.
I'm out here losing my mind.
You are.
Is it because of Kevin's note up there? Andor, slow episode?
Triggered.
Possibly.
Gotcha.
I'm with Jeff. I enjoyed this episode. Yeah, it wasn't as actiony as 6 was, but
right.
I love seeing all these
different players.
Players.
Yeah.
All these relationships play out, how they interact. Like the Mon Mothma, and we were talking about earlier, and Luthen scene earlier was just tremendous.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And that's like where with this episode, I totally wrote the slow episode to troll it. It was slow, but I was fine with it. But it was just awesome because this week's episode was more just the Mon Mothma special.
Mm-hmm.
Really
like, there's Cassian Andor is kind of barely a part of this episode, I felt like. At least when I was watching it, I kind of noticed.
Yeah,
I agree.
Mon Mothma.
I loved it, man. I appreciate it because
Which
she's always there.
Always there. Well, and
spotlight.
I will say again, and I'll admit this, that the reason that I think I really much enjoyed this episode is because it was taking a character that we've already had before in other Star Wars content, and then like put the focal light on her. So like, there's more dots that are kind of being connected. And my one big gripe about this show from the beginning was like, well, I'm so used to like, knowing this character from this and that, and in this show, there's not, that connection hasn't been established. So for me this week, when they finally did do that, it was nice for me.
Got a Palpatine name drop.
Oh, awesome.
I think they dropped it twice.
Yeah,
Awesome.
they dropped it twice, and I was like, oh, nice. Like,
what did she say?
we're not gonna sit here and be like the OG trilogy, just the Emperor. They're like, no, Palpatine. I'm like, okay, cool. He finally just had, like, we're sticking with the name.
Well, and the thing is, they still know him as that. You know, like
that is true. Like, especially Mon Mothma and the
Yeah.
other senators at that party. Like, to them, it's like, well, no, just.
He's
It's
not
all Sheev from Naboo,
Yeah.
man.
It's my boy Sheev. He's
Gonna
gonna
make
all
the-
that stuff.
Gonna make this galaxy great again.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
I had to. That was too perfect. I had to.
Safe and secure society. Dude, no, it's awesome, man. I mean, it's just like that scene with Mon Mothma and her friend, like her childhood friend that she's trying to bring into the rebellion circle. he sees the banking chancellor or something like that.
Something like that. He made the comment that he was in banking.
Yeah, and they need his help obviously to get more money out, and more lump sums without any problems, without any eyes being on her. But the whole time, he's trying to act coy around her because he thinks she is more, Empire faithful.
Right, like he doesn't, he has one too many drinks and says something he catches himself and he's like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have just said that out loud.
Yeah, my beliefs, my political beliefs are a little too strong for you. And at the end, when she flips it and goes, or my political affiliations too strong for you, and he's just kind of and then she's looking at her and goes, smile, act like that's fucking amazing.
That whole exchange was amazing. She's just like, yeah, keep walking this way, and he's like, I'm so lost, and she just goes, the Mon Mothma that you see, the one I do all this and that. She's like, yeah, it's a lie. She's just to his face. She's like, it's all a lie.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then she still, even though saying that to him, didn't fully allude to, what she's doing behind closed curtains.
Yeah.
She's still kind of left him in the dark.
Yeah, and the thing is that even her at her point, which is interesting, I didn't even think about it until you just said that, is who she is and who she paints herself to be. She's still not on the ground level. She doesn't see the heist. She's not a believer in that. She obviously made her choice by bringing it up to him. That's why Luthen said, we'll see if she was worth it. But she's not even boots on the ground. She's still up above. Eventually she gets there and she's at the base at Yavin and stuff like that. But
yeah,
but she's not even boots on the ground, and that's
she's still in Saw Gerrera. She's still in Saw Gerrera. The Empire still.
So.
He is going to show up in this, right?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, I also, which leads us to the next part of the show, the ISB. They're so much heavy on the ISB. Well, the big juicy rumor you were looking for earlier. Guess who has to do a lot with the ISB? Thrawn. He basically runs it. So that's why I'm thinking, personally, I think this is at a time where he's out and kind of almost with expansionary kind of services, because for a while there he was, he was kind of pushing out into the Outer Rim and going to places that were, because that's why I think we didn't get him here talking to the ISB managers, the managers for their sectors.
Mm-hmm.
I think we would, he's, he comes in and says, I spoke with Palpatine. He wouldn't speak to Palpatine. He'd be speaking to Thrawn.
Yeah.
If Thrawn was there,
Yeah.
And I got to look into it a little bit more timeline wise and just see if it has any validity to it. But I think this is just such a foreshadow for where they're going. Not necessarily with the show, but in general with Star Wars and who they're bringing back in, who they're going to make a prominent character. Kind of alluding to him quite a bit. So.
Well, I hope for your sake that's where they go.
Oh my
God. I got Cavill back. I hope you get Thrawn.
And the Yularen cameo was sick. And I think that, that's probably going to go over most people's heads, but that was pretty sick.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
I was curious if because they kept showing this, circle room of all these high up Imperials. I was wondering, I was like, he's got to make an appearance.
Yeah, they're bringing so many things out of the woodwork. Even...
Well, his character in Clone Wars, he's obviously Yularen's always the, commanding deck officer or whatever with Anakin, a lot of the time. And then he is in Star Wars Rebels, and you figure out that, he's not, an evil person, but he's definitely has always just done...
along for the ride.
He's always been along for the ride,
yeah.
But he's not a bad person.
Yeah. That's why I kind of... It doesn't surprise me, like you said. It doesn't surprise me that he's in it, because, obviously...
I figured that he was just going to at least make an appearance at one point.
Yeah. Because, right now, it seems like in this episode, they made such a point to show this conflict from all sides.
Yeah.
Like, you have the people that are dead center, you have the people that are tiptoeing one way, the people that are die hard the other.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh, dude, that fucking scene, that scene where, I can't remember her name, the girl that's in the committee of the ISB. It starts with an M.
Oh.
Lisa?
Miva?
Miro.
Deidre Miro.
When she just destroys that other committee member,
Mm-hmm.
the information, like, dude, and the way she does it, it's so beautiful how they wrote this, because it's like they literally show how politicians and people in places of power use loopholes to get what they want done, and then destroy everybody along the way. like it's so cool how they wrote it, and it just looks so natural, and she surprised herself by how adept she was at just destroying his argument and making him look like a fool, and then he lost a sector over it to her.
Oh, that worked out better than planned.
I like how...
I thought I was fucked, and
like,
yeah, you got bent over. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
The big talking head, the big head at the front just walks her out, and he's just, watch your back. And that was it. I was just, oh, nice.
Well, it's
like,
cool.
he's down with what she's doing, but he's telling her, like, yeah, you might die.
Well, it was cool, too. Right after he said that, she was walking down the hallway, and there was somebody walking, like, 10 feet behind her, and she was, like, looking at her stuff, and she, like, looks over her shoulder now. Like,
yeah.
You know, she's going to be a target, obviously.
Yeah. I kind of missed it completely. The Cyril, the guy who's got the mom that doesn't believe in him, and what's he doing now? He's
he's in jail. Essentially, he's in a
he's
a prison of his own.
What is that he's technically doing?
Okay, so
fuel purity.
That's like, okay.
What was it? Remember, fuel what?
Remember when they pan out?
Yeah.
They show like all those little cubicles, dude.
Right, I was like, okay, so clearly now he's just got a desk job that he didn't want. And I'm like, what's he?
Yeah, he's just miserable.
They're monitoring transactions. They monitor communications. They monitor radio traffic.
That's what it was. Yeah.
So that's why, like, when Andor at the end, gets arrested and sent to 6 years or whatever.
Yeah, 6 years. They said 6.
Yeah, because it was supposed to be like 6 months, I think is what it was. But ever since the heist happened, she was like 6 years now.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how they play that.
I thought it was just kind of interesting how they showed him getting taken to jail, and then you pan over to Cyril, and he's like in his own version of a prison. He's just, I fucking hate my fucking life.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be he's definitely rebellion.
Oh yeah, we'll get a face turn out of him yet.
Oh, he's going to be devious in the cubicle.
And then So the girl that was on the mission with him, and then this other female talk about they're going to want to go assassinate Andor, right?
It's a loose end.
This is a loose end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
So that's probably how...
Who was the other chick? The red hood. I didn't recognize her.
I don't know.
I don't know we should even know.
No, yeah, it might just be a handshake into the next episode, but subtle.
She's only in that episode so far. So.
Yeah, I was wondering if maybe she was just one of the ones from that heist. But
at first, I thought she was the girl that was in Luthen's shop.
Oh, really? I didn't.
But she's not. But I thought she was, and then
that would have made things extra spicy.
Yeah, no shit.
But he still got his crystal out.
Well, and Luthen wants him.
But she can take the crystal.
Like Luthen still wants him for the cause, So that's why I'm like, these people are kind of operating outside of the network. I think because I don't think Luthen wants him dead.
I don't think so either.
I think he wants him for the cause still, and so this is happening. I think without his know-how, and I think this might be probably a little bit of a side plot line that it's not always easy to keep a spy and rebellion network together, and that might kind of be the direction they go. Because I mean, we've been setting up for that since the beginning. But
yeah,
but I like it. I mean. Fuck, dude. I mean, it's one of my diatribe already, but it's ridiculous how you can shit on this show. I mean, overall, I mean, there was times where I didn't know if I should like it or not. I was very open with that a couple episodes ago. I said, I don't even know why I'm watching this.
Yeah, that's what we both said, and then it finally picked up a little, and it's like, okay, this isn't so bad.
Yeah, it was well worth it, and they did spend a lot of time. They wasted a lot of time building characters, or not building characters where they could have, but
you can do that when you have a 12-episode season.
You took the words out of my mouth.
And what I love and hate, I love that they're doing it. I hate, though, that no other show's doing it. Like, where'd we fall off here? Let's only make, like, 6-episode miniseries. Like,
new segment.
House of the Dragon. Isn't House of the Dragon has only been 10 episodes?
Yeah, yes. This will be 10 this week.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of get over the whole, 10. It's like, can you just make 12?
Well, dude, it's like a new segment. It's getting saturated now. I mean,
it's just what I'm used to with, even with, sitcoms. They'd have 24 episodes.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's the thing, is now we're going towards this, micro, putting all your same amount of money from a 30-episode series going into 6, which is cool if you hit.
Yeah.
If you don't,
it's bad.
It's fucking bad.
It's bad.
And you're going to be fucking laughed at until you produce something that's even remotely worth the shit.
We're looking at you, Kenobi.
Who's
we?
Who's we? But no. We have our reservations about that as well too. So wasting an episode in a 6-episode short series.
That's the only thing about Kenobi that just bums me out. Is yes, there's just one whole episode that's like a waste.
Should have been a movie. I wonder who said that. Oh, well, we did.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's cool.
That's fine.
This is fine.
I just hope we get more stuff like Andor, but the whole low viewership thing makes me feel like that's not going to happen now. Now I'm worried if we're even going to get a second season of Andor now.
That's why.
And I don't want to feel that way. Why is it the one Disney Plus show that I actually really love and enjoy? Why are you doing this to me?
I mean, it's bullshit. Hey, you know what? Hey, there's still hope. There's still hope. They're going to release a cute little character in the last few episodes, and everyone's going to fucking lose their minds.
Oh, shit, he's right. And some tiny little droid or something.
Release the porgs.
Yeah, because even the droid they have on there now is some bust-down droid that can barely get itself started.
That ain't going to sell the children. What are you doing?
Are we reminding 30-year-olds that they're starting to hurt? That's me.
I don't need reminders.
I know.
They always need to be on the charger.
I love that droid. Can I say something? No! They're just yelling at it the whole time.
I love that droid too. Yeah. I heard there's a theory that some people hope that maybe his chip,
his operating system
gets put into KT.
Oh,
that would be dope.
That makes sense.
That would be cool.
And I was I heard that, and I was like, yeah, that would be pretty fucking cool. But then I was trying to remember what KT's personality was like. I was like, do they actually match? I was like, do they actually match though? Are they kind of the same person?
They don't match.
No, but then again, also the capability of the Imperial droid is way different. So he can only vocalize and move, whereas these huge fucking Imperial droids. It was cool to see him in this episode.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I thought for a second it was going to be him, or, KT, and then all of a sudden another one, popped in, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, especially when he starts walking towards him. And where he goes, he says, don't let go of him. He goes, he meant watch me. He meant watch me. And he grabs him by his throat and just slams him against the wall, hold him there. After he got done.
Oh, yeah, that is...
Yeah.
After Andor got done piping some chick.
Yeah, I love it. He just goes to this nice planet with this nice beach resort, and then this idiot
puts his money in a low shower.
Right.
Come on, bro. It's like hiding it under your mattress. It's the first thing. Come on, man.
Yeah, man.
I'll say if I had a gripe about the episode, the end is kind of my only gripe. Is just how he gets caught.
I know.
Just
such a lame
for somebody who is so detail oriented and is sly and knows how to weasel his way out of things. Just for him to get caught in just such a clumsy, weird way was kind of odd to me. But
the only reasoning that I kind of justify, you can justify anything to yourself, obviously, but That kind of just goes to that encounter to me. Like while I was watching it, I was like, this guy thought he just got away.
Mm-hmm.
Like he thought he was, he was telling his mom, "I'm gonna go so far away that they won't ever touch you," and his mom was like, "No, they're always gonna be there. They'll get there eventually." That motherfucker gets off planet and he don't even make it a day,
right,
before he gets scooped the fuck back up and locked up. So it's like, for him to where we know, if you haven't seen Rogue One, come on. But we know where he goes. We know how he acts there, and how I'm dying. I'll die for this rebellion. We have some people have lost everything, and how intense he is. That's not right there right now. He didn't have fucking nothing to do with it.
Right.
His mom straight up said, "She's I'm gonna fight him here." He's like, "Peace,
see you.
Have fun," Yeah. But no, it's building him kind of up, and then one thing after the other, it's gonna push him that way. That's kind of what I thought. But like I said, you can justify anything to yourself. Could be completely fucking wrong.
That's how I'm gonna spend this.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna make myself enjoy it.
Well, alrighty. Anything else to add?
No.
I think that pretty much wraps it up for this week.
It does.
Sleepy boy. Crunchy boy.
No. Sadly wide awake, and it's almost midnight.
Fuck yeah. Thanks, The Rock. It was a blast.
Special
People's champ!
It's the people's champ. It's not just a boulder, it's a rock.
It's
a rock.
the movie definitely felt like that. The people's champ.
True.
'Cause
He did reclaim
was.
his belt of being the people's champ again.
He got his belt back.
He got his belt back.
In the end credit scene, he's got a new challenger for the belt, so we'll see.
I'm just upset.
The other people's champ.
Yeah, the other people.
I'm just upset they didn't use the people's elbow at any point in this. I'm surprised they didn't, man.
He should have for nostalgia.
Yeah, I mean, he hit everybody some sort of way. You couldn't bow somebody. Give it a little bit of this.
At least give me a rock bottom. Come on.
Yeah.
A lightning rock bottom.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Alrighty. That's it for this week, everybody. This has been Tardy to the Party. It's your boy, J-Sib.
It's your boy, Kevin Crunch.
Late to the mic.
Well, you just say your name and then you look at me while I'm not paying attention. So
why aren't you paying attention to me? I'm talking.
It's called verbal cues.
Oh, come on. You're doing that. It's called verbal cues. Kevin Crunch, getting the hell out of here. Shazam!
Shazam! Fuck you, Kevin.
That was a good one.
Born with rage.